Hello and welcome back. Give me just a second. Let me get these links shared out. This is waiting. I always try to stay glass half full, and somehow in business, things things have a tendency to just roll with the punches. And honestly, it's just the truth. 9 times out of 10, when you're in business like what I am, independent business, sales, things like that, development, a lot of times you just have to roll with the punches. But there are certain situations where if something was different, it's not just a home sale, it's a home development company and then a home sale where a member of the company just happens to be a full-time realtor. So my career as a realtor benefits the new construction company that I also own with a partner. I've had 3 so far. And I was just reminded yesterday, my first builder, her name was Carol Skelton. And I saw where she had been accused in 2001 of stealing money from a police officer during a construction project. And they did arrest her, and it was a big ordeal for her. I don't know what happened in 2001. I just don't. And I tend to let things go and give people a chance. The state of Alabama continues to, let her build and things like that. So surely you thought it would be okay. Well, lo and behold, whatever the factors were, with me starting a new construction company where I am the boss, in control of it. And I pick out the lots, I pick out the house, I pick out the builder, I bring the investor in for the money, and basically the whole 9 yards, And Carol, for some reason, chose to keep one of my investors and one of my subdivisions in Reform, my hometown, one street over from the road I grew up on for the first 18 years of my life, and was very proud to bring that investment to the area. And I'm just going to tell you, if you're a young man working in Alabama and you put these years, number one, under some sort of boss that, you think would be willing to help you. Mine in particular was Andy Turner. I spent many years thinking that I had a rapport with him that would extend, even after my job, even after I moved on with my job, even though I'm still in real estate. And that was just not the case. I was very humble. I was very stupid. I didn't know that, there's just a social circle. Some of them are just in, some of them are out. And it's been an uphill battle, for me, for everything I've had, every single thing I've had. And, it's I almost sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not. I'm just sharing my experience on what my actual path was and still is to my success story. I want a piece of the pie just like anybody else. West Alabama, granted, doesn't have a bunch of successful businessmen just running around everywhere, especially in the private sector, especially in real estate. You just don't. It's not that big of an area. Where I grew up in Reform had not seen a new construction home until I built it and put it on the market in 2019, 5 years ago. And I feel like my ambition has almost butted heads with the established people that I've had to work with, like Andy Turner, like Carol Skelton, like Stephen Hoffman. He's the brother of Mark Hoffman, the president of CNBC. I sold him a house for his daughter. I paid for the Zillow leads. I was the first to invest in Zillow leads. It has just been one thing after the other that has continued to push me where I am today. And it's pretty incredible the amount of pushback that you'll see. They're not going to say it to you. They're going to say it to somebody else. And the pushback of just simply that structure not working. Even though I brought Carol unlimited jobs and money, and her career got better and more clients from it, it meant nothing. It meant nothing. And she was more worried about a 30-year-old being on an even level with her, or maybe even a little higher, since I was the boss. I hired her. She shouldn't have had access to my investors had I not trusted her and let her know who that was. And of course, the last house we sold, they forced me to sign paperwork that I wouldn't expect any profits from the project that I put together in Reform, or not be paid the biggest paycheck that I've ever generated for myself. It was absolute blackball. It was absolute swindling and thievery, just like Carol has been arrested for before. So she did the same thing to me. And I'm not even sure if, Stephen actually believes that she's this thief, that she is. And again, I have to move on. Sometimes it has to be glass half full. It always has to be glass half full in business. And you do have to let things go. But you do have rights. You do have rights. Do not let these people that maybe know a little bit more than you, or maybe have a little bit more money than you, make you feel like you don't have every single right that they do. And when you're in control and trying to make a path for your success, you do have to be a little self-centered. It's got to be about you, or they're going to make it about them. That's just the way it goes. They want the credit. They don't want to admit that they stole an entire new construction company and lots to build on from a 30-year-old, while a 60-year-old man sits in California and Carol sits in Northport raking in money off of my back. I have an almost 5-year-old that hasn't been fed meals from that money that they didn't pay me. So it's really tough sometimes to just go with the flow. It's very, very tough. And, I have filed suit, and it was a small claim. And I got the ammunition that I needed to prove that Stephen has no answers for this. He did swindle me and broke the law to push me out of a company that I owned and established and brought him and Carol into. Now, granted, they hired the mayor of Reform, Melody Davis, to represent them on those 2 home sales. So I guess they felt like by hiring her, it would give her favor to represent their interest against me in anything that has to do with these homes. And sadly, even Melody has retaliated. I reported a couple of incorrect items on her listings to the Birmingham MLS, and she retaliated on one of my listings by reporting like 10 different errors. It was only like 2 or 3 of them to actually change and fix, but we don't fine for those things like the Birmingham MLS does, which is a much bigger outfit. They've got to be more controlled like that, and that's why they charge for fines. So it's really never ending to see adults straight up lie to just do whatever they want to be right and not get it right. I could go on and on about this. You're going to have those bad episodes when you're trying to make it for yourself. And I've just been really disappointed because I step back and I say, okay, well, what did I do wrong? Nothing. I did nothing wrong. I started the company. I made the money that I promised. And sometimes it's simply your age and the perception that they want to believe. And, sadly, that's just the way it is. And I want to give advice to young people that may be in my situation. There's an order to every single business. And somehow, magically, we've been able to, myself and my father, we run our own businesses and we do our own work. I don't have anybody that I'm taking money from and off their plate. So it's a different age. You can do some of these things that maybe some of the greedy, older and established people don't want you to be able to do because they weren't able to do it. And, I'm real disappointed that, I've had to launch a new company, Alabama Property Development. I have a new partner who's great, just as high profile as the last one. I'm not going to say any names or anything like that. I have an endless amount of clients. I've been selling real estate here in Tuscaloosa and connected to the University of Alabama for the past 15 years. And very close to the internet and everything that leads with that. So they just want to put you in a box and say, we made you. And no, you didn't. You didn't at all. You actually defrauded me. And, if you want to be that way, that's fine. But don't expect, the narrative to just form to what you're saying coming out of my mouth. It's going to be the truth coming out of my mouth. And sadly, I've had to spend time working on that lawsuit and, trying to make it all work out and moving forward as well. I've got trees hitting the ground this week at my commercial property in Reform. And, we've got that 4-bedroom house in Woodland Hills we just built. renter brought me the rent check today. We're going to have such a great sale with that one. If you're a young person, if you're expecting adventure, you might want to think again. And I just it's not what you think. It's not what you think. And you've got to, when you want to hold that power and control for yourself, where you can have a chance at getting out of the gutter. That's just the way it is. And you're going to see turmoil. You're going to see people that you really don't understand why they have an opinion about you. But it all goes back to competition. And some of this Tuscaloosa real estate competition is very toxic. It's very toxic. Social status has a lot to do with it. Some of these agents that people use, especially locals, they think it elevates their social status using Alice. I mean, some of these bigger top producers, that just, it's like, when are you going to retire? I thought you were so successful, but you're still working, at 80 years old. So some of this stuff's just not going to make sense. And I'm just standing on my own 2 feet. I absolutely adore the clients that choose to stick with me and see my value and see my hard work and don't buy into the schemes that are just there trying to pull you away from me and my service. And that's just simply it. Simply it. I work very hard, and I am super proud of all the accomplishments that I've had. I have brought millions in new construction investment to Pickens County, which was never done before 2019. And, the sales, real estate sales, is just more and more of those all the time. And over the past 15 years, it's just really been good. But if you're a young person, and of course you can contact me anytime, I encourage you to know the difference between a paycheck and profits. Paycheck, you can exchange your time for comfort and security. Profits, you can exchange your time for a much better opportunity and more opportunities in the future. It's just as simple as that. Um, So every day I'm here, I'm doing what I can, I'm setting my path, and we're eager to move forward with our own projects, regardless of the sticks and stones that get thrown in. And sometimes you can do everything right and it still doesn't work out. And when it's like that, don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself ever. Keep pushing through. It's just business. Other people are the ones that want it to be more than that. Business and money, which Christians are not even supposed to be focusing their time on. They're supposed to be focusing on helping others, doing things, and not going to work every day to turn a profit. And that's the end of it. Or throwing money at a problem and thinking that you've done the same as you could. And I'm no saint. I'm no saint. My son's turning 5. I see where we need to be moving towards, so he can see better and be around better, and not think he has to work all the time. Those things are important as we move forward. The world just gets worse and worse. So here we sit at work today while other countries are at war. North Carolina is flooding. California is on fire. All these people coming up from the border through Texas, they're starving, they're dying, they're being sold into slavery. But my God, let's go to work. Let's go to work and let's stay at work and, keep scrolling, as they say. This is big deal stuff. Big deal stuff. It doesn't matter who's done you wrong when it comes to those types of things. And it just um, seems like me, 35 years old, coming from Pickens County, being in this industry for 15 years, there are some absolute monsters that are out there wearing a mask. They're wearing a mask. They're ready to trample over you. They're ready to make you think. They're ready to show you why you're not who you say you are. And, somebody that's got all the money in the world, those types of things, you really wouldn't even think they're there. But it is. It is, sadly. So if you're a young man and if you're having a hard time with understanding what's going on, how you can navigate through your business, stand independent, don't have a boss. Real estate's one of the only industries where you can own it, do it yourself. You don't have to have a license to own your own property and then turn around and sell it for a profit or rent it for a profit or fix it for a profit, whatever you're wanting to do. Land, another good investment opportunity. It's just land values can only go up, especially if you improve it at all. You make any improvements, it's worth more money now. Same as a house. So if you're a young man, don't hesitate to contact me. I've seen a thing or two, and I've filed a thing or two. I stand on my own 2 feet all the time. At 35 years old, I've been in real estate 15 years. My very first job as Crimson Place Condominium property manager, I was put right in front of a lot of the biggest names in real estate. So I've felt like I've had a conflict of interest, trying to work with some of these other brokerages with our online furnishing service. They all know who I am. So, we've adjusted and made plans to go outward in instead of inward out. Luckily, Old Row on 15th Street gave us the proof of concept for those online packages. It's as simple as that. The manager signs all these leases for each fall. They have a list of people. We advertise, send them contacts, make their property look really good. And then in exchange, they send an email or two ahead of time showing them their personal page, property page on our website, and the package is available, and the students buy it. It's as simple as that. Um, you know, and that's why I am so proud and thankful for the property managers that do work with us. Instead of not giving us any chance. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. When you're not handed $1 million, you've got to hold your nose to the grindstone. They're not going to see. Nobody can see it the way you see it. You've got to see it through first. Then they'll be able to see it. And you're going to have competition that doesn't want you to get ahead. Some people, especially in real estate, they don't think there's enough to go around, because they got to get all the money. And, sadly, that's just the state of it. So, like I said, if you're a young man and you're wanting to do your own thing and you're having trouble navigating what's going on, I promise you, contact me, and I probably have seen it before. I probably have seen it before. There's nothing new under the sun. You deserve everything under the moon, just like anybody else. Okay, so enough about, Carol Skelton and, my bad history with some builders. That's why I'm getting my own builder license, and I'm so proud of that. Okay, let's start. Start going over the listings here. Okay, first up, we're in Tuscaloosa City North, 3611 White Oaks Ridge. This is an Acadian place. 2-level home built in 2011. 2,627 square feet. It's a large home. 5 bedrooms. Wow, 3 full bathrooms. It's got just over a third of an acre, 0.35. Rock Quarry School System in Northridge High. It's the city schools. Laura Jernigan over at Realty One Group is the seller's agent, and they've got this one listed for $500,000, $499,900. All right, next up, still in Tuscaloosa City North. This is a real good one. I saw it earlier. It's got a pool. 3541 Oak Bend Road. No subdivision for this one. Built in 1988, the year I was born. How do you like that? 3-bed, 2-bath. It's late mid-century. 2,614 square feet. So basically the same as the first one I just went over. This one has 3/4 of an acre, 0.76. Rock Quarry Elementary, Northridge High. Morrow Thomley and his wife Lauren Thomley have it listed $432,900 with a pool. All right, next up, still in Tuscaloosa City North. It's 3 for today. 1602 Ridgecrest Drive, Woodridge subdivision. 1-level home built in 1965, so it is mid-century. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just over a half-acre parcel, 0.56. 1,762 square feet, so it's just under 1,800 square feet. Verner Elementary, Northridge High, City Schools. Alice Maxwell, Keller Williams owner, has got it listed. $299,900 is the asking price. All right, next up, we're in Fairfield, Alabama, which is Jefferson County. It's not really my area, but this is on Fair Oaks Drive. 1.5-level home built in 1970, just under 1,800 square feet. 3-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, 1 half bathroom. A third of an acre, 0.34. Larry Williams, Visions Realty's got it listed for $189,000. I believe I know Larry. Okay, next up, back in Tuscaloosa 69 South, right here beside me, Sandbrook Subdivision, 401 Sandstone Drive, right there on the main road. 1.5-level home built in 1990. The one I listed Monday was built in 1991. 3-bed, 2-bath, a third of an acre again, 0.35. That's been like 6 of those so far. 2,348 square feet. It's a large home. It's nice to see. It's got Inglewood Elementary and Hillcrest High. That's the 69 South Schools. Elena Thomas, Southern Homes of Tuscaloosa, has got it listed. And this one is $320,000. $320,000. Okay, next up, we've got Cassandra Churchill over at Keller Williams Vestavia. More 2023 construction in Brookwood. This one's a 4.2, just over 1,600 square feet, for $294,900. Okay, next up, I saw this one yesterday. Marana Payne over at August Real Estate. That's who's doing my builder training. Tuscaloosa City East. This is a very affordable home. 2116 5th Street East. Warrior Addition subdivision name. It's built in 1952, so it is like literally mid-century. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,450 square feet. So it's a smaller home. Alberti Elementary, Northridge High. I don't know if that's correct. Marana's got this one listed at $109,900. So under $110,000. All right, I saw this one yesterday too. Dina Landreth, First Class Real Estate. It's got it listed. This is a commercial land listing for $2,850,000 right at the corner of Charlie Shirley Road and Highway 43 North, Northport. A big deal, to say the least. You could probably put some really nice homes on it. you would have to sell a lot of houses on 15 acres to just make back the $3 million that you're gonna have to pay for the land. But it might be doable. You know, if you had, oh God, if you had 2 houses per acre and they made $250,000 profit each, that'd be $500,000 per acre. So that would work out. But again, you're talking about a subdivision that's going to be like 5,000-6,000 square feet homes. The cost of the house is going to be like $700,000. So you also got to make back the cost of the house too. But you could get the cost of the house from the sale. So, it might work. It might work. That's a lot, especially for this area. But most likely it could hold some nicer homes. $2,850,000. Okay, next up, we're in Cottondale, Camden Lake, right there off of Buttermilk Road, 7053 Cooperstown Circle. This is a one-level home built in 2008, so it is turn of the century. 1,250 square foot, it's a smaller home. Quarter of an acre lot, 0.24. Woodland Forest Elementary, Bryant High School, those are city schools. Lamona Stacy, Elite Signature Properties. I do know her. She's bought furniture from us before, and I'm sure I've sold a deal or two with her. $259,900, very affordably priced in Cottondale. Okay, this is an in-house listing. Love seeing that. 13083 Jace Lane, Northport County, Montgomery Farms, right there as you turn up 171. 3-level home built in 2014, so it's a decade old. Not old for a house by any means. 5 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 1 half bathroom. Big ass house, 5,571 square feet. It's got a third of an acre, 0.34. Huntington Elementary, Tuscaloosa County High. Stacy Barnes at Advantage Realty, where I work as well, has got it listed. And this one is $639,900. Super big, super nice. $639,900. You rarely find that much square footage in the 600s anywhere in Northport or Tuscaloosa. Okay, next up, we're in okay, this is in Fayette. 533 4th Street Northeast. College Park subdivision. It's probably by Bevel State. This is a 2-level home. It says 2-story, built in 1940. So you do need lead-based paint disclosure form signed. It is pushing a century old. Big home, 3,510 square feet, sitting on 1/3 of an acre, 0.3. You got Fayette County School Systems, 4-bed, 2-bath. Emily Smith, First Class Real Estate's got it listed. And it's $169,900 for that one in Fayette. A lot of square footage, though. A lot of square footage. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. That's about 10 new listings so far. It is only a few minutes after 2, so there might be a few more go in the system for today. I wanted to show you there's some earth-moving machines at the North Pickens Airport today. I think they're working on that drainage project they've been doing for a while now. Another airplane just landed. Love seeing that. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. An airplane just landed. Just landed. He's over here behind these trees, coming back up the runway. He landed here and then drove this way. We'll try to wait on him. Guys, this is my newest development project. It's 2.5 acres. located at the North Pickens Airport in Reform, my hometown. Just 20 minutes from Tuscaloosa National Airport. A prime opportunity. Every home football game, the airport in Tuscaloosa fills up, and some of those overage spaces could be overage planes could be parked here. I'm trying to set up is 6 garage condominiums, but for airplanes. So the pilots will be able to essentially drop people off in Tuscaloosa and then go over, 5 minutes from Tuscaloosa National by air, and park, for the duration. So you can still access Tuscaloosa. They don't have the passengers won't have to drive from Reform to Tuscaloosa because you can drop them off there. And you can see the airplane there. He's been flying all day. That might be a student pilot as well. There is a pilot trainer here. Yeah. Let's see what he does. I love it. Okay. I am still on the computer, so I can't move my camera around. Of course, I'm live at the store. Whole family's here. Brandy, Aiden, Dad, everybody's here. It's a family business. We sell real estate. We build real estate. We can furnish your home. I just want my clients to expect more. It's not business as usual around here. We can take less. We can offer more. And we're not greedy. There's no corporate overlords that have invested all this money to study you and how much money they can take from you, or all the money they can take from you. We have a decent, a margin on everything we sell. Of course, the real estate commission can include a furniture allowance. And I'm full time with this. We look at the markets. We have buyers coming in. We have sellers coming in. It's a new day. It's a new day for real estate, and I'm leading the charge as Alabama's favorite real estate broker, Advantage Realty in Addison, Criswell. You will see us soon. Okay, sayonara.